I wasn't paying attention to anybody until, I mean, it's impossible not to get any business if you do what they tell you to do, because there was no fluff, zero fluff. Having that reward pushes agents to do better. And I can say 100% for me, it was true, because I literally have everything at my fingertips in the literal sense of the word. I would say the first thing is to find a wolf pack, right? Hopefully it's this wolf pack. The wolf pack was electrified and we were all together sitting and cheering for them.
EXP is where it's at. If you wanna be established on the Wolfpack, yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Wolfpack Chat. I'm your host, Laressa, and in this episode, we have an extraordinary member of the Wolfpack here with us today. This is a woman that I respect, admire. I want to be like when I grow up because she is so kind, sweet, extremely successful, and overall just a business boss woman. She has been in real estate for 17 years, so you know that she does not mess around. She is currently an eXp Realty ICON Agent, which is like the most prestigious status you can have here, as essentially eXp ICON agents are being paid by the company to be here. And what do I mean by that? Well, as an eXp Realty ICON agent, eXp ICON agents are eligible to receive their entire $16,000 company cap back for free and free company stock, which is absolutely game-changing in our industry. Besides being a top producing real estate agent, she is also a superwoman, as her hobbies include endurance sports like the casual marathon, triathlon, and even an Ironman. So need I say more as to how incredible this woman is? So without further ado, located in Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wolfpack Chat, Donika Parker. Hi, Donika.
Hi, Laressa. Thank you so much for this introduction.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me because I know you are a busy woman. So thank you so much for being here. So let's kind of start this off. To begin, let's take it back. For those who don't know who you are, can you give us the evolution of the Donika Parker we see here today, starting with how you got into the real estate space?
Yeah, so it wasn't by accident, but it wasn't by design either. I was working for a builder and developer here in Atlanta. I was working in the office, and I worked there for a couple of years. I was doing that during the day, and I was teaching English at night because that's what I studied for in college. And then one day he just said, "Why don't you get your real estate license?" He was doing subdivisions here, from ground zero. Then condo conversions at that time. That was back in 2006. And I said, okay, I'll do it. I had no idea what I was getting into. And at that time also, I had very recently come to the US. So the culture was new. Obviously, I didn't have any issue with the language, but there's so much to learn as far as, how life goes here. Learning the culture, plus a totally new business, which in Bulgaria at that time, I'm from Bulgaria, so I didn't know much about. So anyway, there was a lot of a learning curve, but I got into real estate, got the exam, and then started working with one of his listing agents that was selling his subdivisions, and they were a successful team. So I got into the business right away. Working with buyers and sellers, new construction subdivisions, selling, single family homes and condos. So it was a lot of, it's like I learned really fast. And that was something that was really, really good.
Wow, so you started right off with a builder. Very lucky. Not many of us get to start off with a builder like that. So have you always been in Atlanta? Have you done real estate just there for the last 17 years?
Yeah, always in Atlanta metro area. So I work a lot in the suburbs of Atlanta, but yeah, it's always been here, which is good because you learn a lot about living in the city. You learn a lot about the area. So yeah, I'm only licensed here in Georgia, and I work in Atlanta.
Wow. Because 17 years in real estate is a very significant amount of time. So how were your first couple of years compared to how it is now? Are you still working with this kind of builder, or what are you doing in real estate now?
Actually, no, he did. He did change his business after the crash because I started work. I mean, I got licensed in 2006, and in 2008, everything went down, went under. It was really so bad. So he had some difficult years as well. And my 2 years, obviously, between 2006 2008, we were selling a lot as a team. I learned a lot, and then the crisis hit. And I knew a lot about how to do, how to work with clients. I knew a lot about properties and houses, but I didn't know how to get clients. So I have to say that it hit me pretty hard. And I did go back to teaching at night. So because I did want, I got very anxious. I did want some money coming in until I figure everything out. So I did that. I did maintain that part-time job. But because I had been in real estate for a couple of years, I knew the possibilities with real estate. And I never wanted to, even though it was hard, I never wanted to quit real estate because we know what the dropout rate is. But things got hard. But I said, I've got to maybe have a lot of times people say, oh, I'm just going to get in real estate as a side job because it's easy. It's good income coming in. But I was thinking, no, I just need some side job so that I can continue getting better, figuring things out, and continue real estate, because it just made me realize there's no limit to your potential. Like you could do, I don't know if the sky's a limit, because it's really, I mean, you can do anything with real estate. I mean, you can do so much with real estate. So that's why I always wanted to never give up, even if it was hard, and little by little things got better. I learned, even the business better, how to get clients, and yeah, things started looking up. So here I am. Time really flew fast. So
Yes. Well, that is amazing because I mean, that did hit people really hard, and you being able to come out of that is, like I said, amazing. And I was going to ask you, so previous to eXp Realty, have you always been with just the one brokerage, or have you been with different brokerages?
So at first, I started with a brokerage. It's a very famous national brokerage, and where that team, the team that I was working with. And after, honestly, even during the crisis, the team fell apart because some people just got out of the business, went to other industries. And at that brokerage, obviously, I was on my own now. Most of my commission went to the brokerage, and I wasn't seeing the support. They were very, I don't know, traditional methods of getting clients that I wasn't quite fond of, and I was feeling that I was working for the brokerage, and it wasn't, but I wasn't getting that support. So after that, I moved to a different brokerage. It was a transaction only, and I spent 10 years there. I mean, a transaction fee. I'm sorry, not a big commission split. I spent 10 years there, and I thought I was going to retire there. Honestly, like I wasn't thinking of changing anything, and people were even approaching me from different companies, and including eXp, but I wasn't paying attention to anybody until I got, until I discovered, who.
Yeah.
Wolfpack, Mike and Connor, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, I actually didn't mention this in the intro, but I consider you also as one of the OG Wolfpack members because you were kind of part of the era before Mike Sherrard and Connor Steinbrook, linked up and collaborated and really took the Wolfpack to where it is today. So before the Wolfpack we have now, there was this other mastermind called the Social Strategies Mastermind. So can you talk to us about how you discovered that? Were they running ads to that and then you saw that and joined? So
actually, the first person that I discovered was Mike, because it was some kind of a real estate training, and there were different speakers. Mike was one of the speakers that was talking about Instagram, and I was very interested. I don't know, maybe he had 10 minutes, but in that 10 minutes, he gave such good practical info that I immediately started following him. And obviously from Instagram, I went to his YouTube. I was listening to his YouTube videos while I was doing my morning runs. And one time he posted about that he was starting the Social Strategy Mastermind, and I didn't think about it at all. Yeah, I gotta get in because I know that this was going to be good. So that's what I did. I signed up. I think it had already started. Maybe it was like a month or 2 months in, something like that. And then I signed up. And it lasted for about a year, I think. And it was so valuable. It was so good that after that, and it took me a year to join the Wolfpack, but I did because I knew that at one point this mastermind was going to end, and I was just going to be left out without my weekly, social mastermind call, and without the people that were in that group also. So I did that maybe a couple of weeks before they announced that now that call was going to be merged into the calls only for Wolfpack members.
Because a couple episodes ago, I had Mark Passelt on here, and he was also part of that social strategy mastermind. And the question I want to ask you is, what about the Wolfpack and EXP specifically made you want to align with this brokerage, considering the fact that you were planning to basically retire with your previous flat fee shop?
Right, and it was flat fee, exactly. So it wasn't something that it's not a decision that you make easily, because you have to look at numbers and all that. But so the biggest thing was that it was very, the Wolfpack, I mean, starting with the social strategy mastermind call, there was so much value in it. And I know it's called social strategy. We talked about social media, and we talked about heavily about Instagram and YouTube, especially, which is so hard for a lot of people. But then there was also a lot of mindset, time management calls, virtual assistants. So I thought it was so comprehensive. It was so good for somebody that didn't know where to start or wanted to improve. And I was thinking, hey, with all the information that they're bringing us, Mike and Connor, every week, like, if you don't get any business, I mean, it's impossible not to get any business if you do what they tell you to do, because there was no fluff, zero fluff. It was all good stuff. And I mean, even about podcasts and LinkedIn, and I mean, it was everything. So you can't do everything, but you choose what you feel like, is your forte, or where you could focus your time. And I said, there's just no way. And I felt that it was very modern and progressive, which I did lack in my previous brokerage. As a matter of fact, we were the first ones on that social strategy mastermind call to hear about Clubhouse. When Clubhouse came out, and it was invite only. I think Mike did a post saying, hey, are you on Clubhouse? Hey, what's a Clubhouse? And then we talked about it. So it was just like the most modern tips, strategies. We've learned them first, and we learned them from people that were putting them in practice. And that's what I liked. That was one of my biggest things. And then sooner I realized that other component of EXP, where we have the revenue share, just because obviously I've got a lot of energy, I'm not afraid of work, never been. And I always think, okay, I'm just gonna, work and make money. And then, but at one point you're like, well, how long you're going to do it? And then now, and in my 40s, started to think about, ways to obviously ways to do to have residual income, passive income. Residual is what we have with the XP. So if you can start thinking about these things earlier, it's better. But for me, it's, whenever at the time that it dawned on me that I have to start thinking about, not exchanging every minute for a dollar.
Right.
And I have to think of other ways to have income, and that's one of the components that's really good. Obviously, apart from rental properties, which is great, but again, you need a lot of capital for that. So.
So, considering the fact that you have been in real estate for 17 years, you've been part of these physical brick and mortar brokerages. How is being part of EXP, being that we are cloud based, how has that impacted your real estate business? Has it made your real estate business more efficient because we are cloud based?
Yes, absolutely. Because you save a lot of time. I mean, I literally have everything at my fingertips in the literal sense of the word, because I can plug into EXP World if I need to go to a class, or if I need any other advice. I mean, advice with accounting, anything else. I need to contact a broker. The chat that we have, the workplace chat, is always so good. Everybody responds rapidly. Even the meetings that we have with the Wolfpack, it's the calls that we have. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to. Sometimes, honestly, I never miss one. Very rarely I would miss one, but sometimes I'm on the road and I can still be present, right? I can save time by sometimes doing things simultaneously as much as I can. I try not to because I want to pay attention. And 99% of the times I'm, sitting where I am right now and, being on the call. But it's definitely saved me time, and I really really like that because nowadays there are so many distractions and so much to do, and with my family, with my son. So the more time I can save, the better.
I was going to ask you, so how long have you been with the Wolfpack? Has it been 2 years now? Coming up 2 years?
It's actually this is my second year. So
Okay.
it's been, I signed up on like in April or the end of March of last year, of 2021.
So is this your first or second year iconing?
So my first year as an ICON agent.
Okay. So that's what I want to talk about next is the EXP Realty ICON Agent, because it tends to be kind of a misperception or a misinterpretation of the ICON Award. So when we say that, you get your 16K company cap back, it's actually not one full lump sum. It's a tiered and vested program. So can you talk to us about, the qualifications of becoming an ICON agent, what it's like when EXP reaches out to you and they're like, hey, you've iconed, and, talk about the vesting periods in this program.
Yeah, so you get your 16,000 cap, you get it back in stock, but it's you have to complete some requirements. You have to attend the EXP events. There are two events: in the Orlando event, which is the EXP Shareholder Summit, and then in Las Vegas, the EXP Con. So you have to do those, and you also have to complete some cultural requirements, which is really giving back to the agents that are in the company, which is anyway what we're there to do. We're there to grow and help everybody else grow. So you can teach a class, or you can. I know I participated in a panel here in Georgia. So these are the things that you need to complete in order to get your $16,000 back in company stock. And I know each event is, I think, $2,000. So you go to the event and then you get the part of that stock back. And I think there is like a 3-year vesting period. And there is one part of it that is I think $8,000 is a shorter vesting period.
So are you teaching a class inside EXP World or just serving a panel? Is it like 6 times you have to serve?
It was like they invited me for one, so it was so far I've done one class. It was on multiple offers. How to win multiple offers. Not right now, right? I don't think anybody wants to hear this right now, but a few months back, like 4 months ago, yes, it was very, very current. So that's what I did.
Because there are actually 2 ways to hit icon status here at EXP. One is you do the traditional way where you cap at the 16,000, then do 20 additional transactions. And then for those who are in the luxury space, I think it's 10.
Yeah, you have to do 10 transactions. You have to have
500,000 GCI.
Yeah, exactly. So it's based on that. Yeah, I'm not in a luxury market. You could be anyway. You could be a luxury agent. I'm not that, but I did my 20 transactions. You have to have a 5K cap. You have to do 5K after the $16,000 cap. So that's the way I qualified for the ICON Agent Award.
So did that take you long to do the full process? Like how many months did it take you to cap and then to do your additional transactions?
It kind of took me the whole year cycle from when I first started in April of last year. So it did take me the full cycle.
Well, even that in and of itself is already amazing. A company giving you basically your entire cap back for hitting this ICON Award. Like I said, for top producing agents, it's like EXP is paying you to be here.
Correct. And it's an investment too. It's something that, I mean, we can't say what's going to grow, whether it's going to grow. I mean, it's going to grow, right? So the thing is, it's an investment. It's not just $16,000. So that's the part that I also like. And of course, it pushes you to, everybody likes recognition, and even the name ICON is also very well chosen. But it's just the fact that it means something also, right? So it's not only the recognition. The rewards are pretty great. I've got one here. It's a beautiful, beautiful statue, but it's more like what it stands for and what the company is doing for the agents that have a certain production level. So yeah, I can say that. And it also, something that Mike said one time, which is 100% true in one of the calls, where he said that, having that reward pushes agents to do better. And I can say 100% for me, it was true, because when I moved, I said, well, this year, I hope I can, make the ICON Agent Award. I have good production, and I was watching the numbers, but I said, well, if I have transactions that fall through, I may not make it, or so let me push a little harder. Let me see where the next deals are going to come from. Let me reach out to more people. And the minute that thought came into my head, I even had people, I had one person reach out to me from Zillow. I never do Zillow, never paid Zillow for anything. And she reached out, she wanted to sell her house. I just had a listing in her area. And, but again, I had never been reached to. I haven't had, people reach out to me directly from Zillow, and it happens. So I think as soon as your mind starts working on it and you really make the effort, which this ICON Award makes you do, then things start, happening for you.
For sure. So considering that, we are both part of the Wolfpack, what social strategies are you using to lead generate, especially during this time where the market is kind of tightening and softening?
Yeah. So I do social media for sure. Most of my efforts on social media right now are to stay in touch with my sphere of influence. And that's how I built my business. Always kept in touch with the people that I know, and the people always wanted more people to know me. So when the time comes, they reach out to me and they want to do business with me, but I have to show them why they should work with me, right? So it doesn't happen by accident. So when I'm on social media, I do things that I know the people that know me will like. So whether it's something personal, maybe going on vacation, showing some cool spots in Atlanta, a winery, for example, or maybe places that people want to go to, but they don't know how they are. I do a lot of stories. So just because more people watch stories, so I do a lot of stories, and on stories you can do quick real estate tips. You don't need a lot of time. You don't need time to edit them, right? Like you just, press record and you just talk what you want to, you talk about what you want to talk about. And if it's something good, people will reach back out. If it's especially with tips for, I know I had one time giving some tips for refinancing when the rates were really low, and a couple of people reached out, people that I hadn't talked to in a long time, and that I didn't even think that they were in my sphere, but we were connected on social media. So basically everything that I do for my sphere. They reach out. And all my past clients I'm connected to on social media. I have to, either friends on Facebook or following them. They following me on Instagram, but I have to be connected because I don't meet them every day. So there has to be a way to stay in touch, and that's one of the best ways to do that.
Amazing. That's so cool. I mean, social media, it's because I think Mike said this, I think on our past call, where he said that now in terms of social media, it's not so much of how many people that you know, it's how many people that know you. And social media and even Instagram stories is a great way to always stay top of mind, because it's true. I find that I also get more engagement on my stories because it's just easy to just go through rather than going through your feed. So
yeah, absolutely. And you're more natural on stories. It's not, there's not that much preparation. So if you have a hard time, because sometimes I do when it has to be when I want to sound natural, I want to sound me. And in stories, I feel that I can do that better than on other forms of video. So that's why people do, I think it's a very good connection. You connect with your audience very well. And in turn, they, they reach out to you when they need you. It doesn't have to be, I always say it doesn't have to mean a sell or buy now. I can be helpful in any way I can. So please reach out. I'm here for, the good, the bad, the ugly, So yeah.
Yes, it's good to be that all-around person, right? Considering that you have been in real estate for 17 years, what advice would you give to new agents? So 3 pieces of advice you would give to agents that are just starting out in real estate now.
So always, I would say the first thing is to find a wolf pack, right? Hopefully it's this wolf pack, right? But yeah, and that's absolutely true. You have to find a place where that's going to teach you how to do things fast. So don't waste time. I have to say, I did spend a lot of time in my career that maybe if I had a wolf pack in my life at that time and in my business, things would have gone faster. But find a good mentor, find a good group so that you can not make those mistakes that you would make on your own. That's one thing. And then the other, don't be very, very positive. Try to stay very positive. Don't complain. Sometimes, especially when we're new agents, a lot of times business falls through. But every experience that you had will lead you to the next client, and you're going to get better. And from that experience that didn't turn into a sale, you're going to make new clients, and you're going to get more commissions, and it's going to definitely pay off. So everything that you learn, don't think that you wasted your time. Don't blame your clients. Don't think that you wasted your time, because if you showed 100 condos and your client didn't buy, well, guess what happens with the next person that's going to buy a condo? You'll be the expert. Or guess what happens if you have a listing and you go to a seller? And that's happened to me many times. I go to a seller. I've shown every condo in that area, right? And the seller was amazed that I knew so much about other complexes, condo complexes that were part of that area that were possibly our competition. So that will get you more clients. That will get you more listings. So use every experience. Don't learn how not to waste your time also with things that may not work. So have good mentorship, and definitely learn from every experience, and don't complain if you wasted your time. And if it was a total waste of time, forget it, move on. But most of the time, it's really taking us to a different level, because now we're better experts and know more, and are much better prepared for the next client. So these are my 2 things. Mentorship and no complaining.
Yes.
Very positive, absolutely.
Yes. Well, going back to the Wolfpack, did you go to Build last year and EXPCon, or just EXPCon last year?
I didn't go to Build. I was going to, but I was coming back from a vacation in Bulgaria, which I try to go to every year. So I missed Build, but I went to EXPCon.
Right. So I just wanted to ask you, what is it like going to EXP events with the Wolfpack?
Oh my gosh, it's out of this world, absolutely. So it's there were so many classes, there were so many things that you could attend at EXPCon, and I was thinking when I was leaving here in Atlanta, I said, yeah, I'm just going to classes, and it's just going to be straight class from 8 to whatever time it was, from from morning till from dawn till dusk. It's going to be classes. But then I met all these people that were obviously not everybody, I wish I could have been everybody, but whoever was there, I met, and it was like we had known each other for ages. And the only thing that I didn't know about them was how tall they were. So because you don't see each other, sitting, it's like you always think, and I'm short too, so I kind of thought maybe everybody was shorter. So everybody was kind of taller than I thought. So that's the funny part. But other than that, it was very, very, it was very warm. It was again, as if we had known each other for a long time, and we spent a lot of time together. And again, Mike and Connor were on stage at EXPCon last year, and the Wolfpack was electrified, and we were all together sitting and cheering for them. And I know my heart was beating. I was so into it, and feeling amazing to be part of this group. So that's how it was.
I love that. Are you going to EXPCon and Build this year, or
I am, yes, yeah.
to
I
both of
just
them?
Yes, to both of them. I made some last minute changes last year to Build because I don't know, I didn't calculate my days very well. But I made some last minute changes with the flight and the hotel. So yeah, I'm gonna be there at Build and EXPCon.
I'll be at EXPCon, so
So
when I see you, bear hug.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. More than that, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It'll be so good.
Amazing. So before we round off this episode with our rapid fire question round, do you want to plug where people can find you online or on social media?
Yeah, so because of my first name, Donika, spelled Donika, is in Donika Parker, if that's the name that you can find me with on any platform. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Sorry, I still working on YouTube, but yeah, that's in the works. Instagram, yeah, Donika Parker Realtor. I am on Instagram, but it's easy to find me with these two names.
Awesome. I will link Donika's links down in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. Now, Donika, are you ready for some rapid fire?
Let's see here.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, what is something you know now that you wish you knew back then when you first started in real estate?
I didn't know it would be so good. So it would be so hard. I didn't know it was going to be so hard, but so good. So
I like that. That's cool. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but maybe find your wolf pack. Find a wolf pack.
Yes. How did you get into endurance sports like marathons, triathlons, and even an Ironman?
Yes, so it's a half Ironman, so that but still, it's called Ironman 70.3. So I always wanted to be slim, right? Like when you're a teenager, when you're a girl, especially in my culture where I grew up, that was like a big thing, and I went with it. So that's how it started. However, later on, I saw that working out, being on the move all the time gives you a lot of energy, so you don't get tired. Like I would never get tired physically. I wouldn't get tired. And then I did a lot of different things, gym, different kinds, mostly gym and different kinds of cardio. And then I got into running, and really the rest is history, because it's so good for your mind. And then from running, I said, well, let me try something new. Let's try a triathlon. And it's good to be a good runner if you're going to do a triathlon, even though I'm not a good swimmer, and on the bike, I'm okay. But it's just a lot of fun, and it keeps you going. I always say running gets me ready for real estate. So yeah, it's just a great way to stay active, motivated, and it teaches you a lot about your business and personal life too, because it kind of a lot of things about goals. Like you can't run, even 5 miles, but if you say you're going to run 5 miles, you're going to do it. Like you've got goals. You're going to achieve them, and it teaches me a lot of things about discipline, and even when I think that something's not possible, like doing a half Ironman, I did it, so it is possible. You just start and do your training, follow the process, and you'll get there. So yeah, there are a lot of benefits other than just staying slim and that, not that I'm that slim, but anyway. So yeah, it's just great for here.
So when did you do that half Ironman?
I did it last year in September. So September of 2021 in Augusta, Georgia, where there is a river. So we use rivers to swim. And then the bike is on, it's a predetermined course. So the swim part is 1,900 meters. The bike is 56 miles. And then you run for 13 miles.
Wow. So what was...
Yeah,
Go
even
ahead.
though I did 14 miles because I got confused on the running course, so I did an extra mile. Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's a little bit, yeah, it was a little more.
Well, that's amazing, Donica. So, talk to me about how you trained for that Ironman. Like, what was your routine like to prepare for that race?
Yeah, so when you do these races, obviously I had, because I've always been running and doing smaller triathlons, I had condition, but I had 2 months of training specifically for the Ironman. What you do is you just follow a routine. You follow a training. There is an app called Training Peaks, and you pick a trainer, you follow his routine or her routine, and every day you do what they tell you to do. So if you do that, then you're gonna do it. Like there's no way. You follow the process,
Mm-hmm.
you follow the proven path, and you're going to do it. You do get exhausted. Like it's not easy. If I want to do another one because I want to feel better finishing it. And I'll train for maybe 4 months instead of 2 months. But yeah, you just follow training. They tell you, okay, run 15 miles today, or whatever. So that's what you gotta do. And I have a very good support group too. So we support each other, push each other, and it kind of that helps you when you have your buddies to
Yes,
train.
I love that. So, what type of music do you listen to while you train?
I don't always listen to music because I use running for a lot of times. It's like my journaling or meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I like to run early, not dark because I'm scared. But when it's, when it's daylight, and let's say I always pick beautiful places like where there's a lot of trees. I mean, a lot of land. I mean, not landscape. I'm sorry. A
Nature?
lot of like beautiful views or
Mm-hmm.
exactly nature, no cars, no people. We have one that's close by to my house that's at the river, and in the morning at 7 o'clock there's mist, on the river,
Oh.
and there's nobody, and it's safe. Yeah, it's safe. So you run, and there are no sounds, or there are very little, maybe some bird here and there, and it's amazing. It's like meditation, and you can think of something, or you can just focus on your feet, stomping the ground, or your heart, how your body works in synchrony, and these things just give me a lot of really prepare me for the day. So that's what I usually do. Just pick a nice route that's close to my house so that I don't waste a lot of time, and do that. And other times I listen to audiobooks while I'm running, or YouTube videos, or I can do music also, like something. I could do something trendy. Sometimes like a lot of like DJ Tiesto,
Mm-hmm.
and DJ Yetta. So there are some good mixes there that give me a lot of energy to finish maybe the last 10-15 minutes or something like that. So depending on what I feel like.
That's cool. I wanted to ask you, what's the running technique that you learned that has allowed you to have better form when running? Because I'm curious.
With the form, it's one thing that I've never focused so much on technique. It's I really what I did is I was careful not to injure. Like that's one of the first things. Even though your body could do it, kind of watch your experience level so that you don't do more than you could do. Because that's one of the things, prevent injuries so that you can go further. And then for running faster, I just use the treadmill to force myself to run faster. So when I go out on races, I use that speed that I've trained for. So that's what I can say. But as far as form, I'm sorry, if I decide to coach one day, I'll definitely go through the process of learning, because these things are very important. They're very important. If you want to be more of a pro, absolutely. All of that is important. I just never quite studied, these things. Sometimes because of, maybe I don't have that much time. So I said, okay, let me, focus more on endurance, speed. trying not to, have any injuries or all that. And I'm not a pro. I mean, I'm like a regular person, never been a super athlete or anything like that. Just a normal person who wants to be active, and it seemed like all the benefits of that.
Yes. Well, sometimes it's just a matter of doing it and practicing and just consistently doing it until it feels right in your body.
Correct. And shoes are very important.
Yes, very important. Next question. What is your favorite type of food?
Favorite type of food. I eat a lot of things, so they're just like I eat everything. I like Thai a lot. Thai, yeah.
Nice, nice. If you could be an animal, what would it be?
Horse, maybe. They're so strong and beautiful and noble, and yeah, I like them.
Just like you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got a lot of room to grow, but I'm there. I'm on the road.
Yes. What has been your favorite vacation destination so far?
I like so beaches. I always like beaches, and I like wild beaches, like places where you don't have a lot of people, that are not so manicured, right? Like something that's more wild, and because I enjoy nature a lot, like it gives me so much energy that's what I like to do. Always great views. So anything like maybe a beautiful beach, maybe a beautiful solitary beach. And in Bulgaria, we have those also, or maybe a beach a beach with a view, right? Like Santorini, for example, Santorini in Greece. I kind of thought that it was overrated before I went there. Like it's one of such a popular spot. Probably it's not so good. Probably it's just overrated. But then I went there, and the landscape is spectacular. So places like that, maybe, yeah. But I can say Santorini, yeah. It was a
Okay.
good landscape.
I want to go there one day. One day.
Yeah. Do it. It's amazing views.
Awesome. What is one place that people have to visit when they go to Atlanta?
When they come to Atlanta,
Yes.
well, we've got Stone Mountain here. It is like it is like a mountain made of granite. It's natural. So that's something where when you go to the top, you see all of Atlanta, 360, and it's very, very beautiful. So yeah, I do go there from time to time. And there are a lot of other nice places that you can go to, but that's a unique landmark for Atlanta, I think. And now, if you stay in town, the Beltline is one of our newest projects here in Atlanta, where they did revive a lot of neighborhoods. It was a railway line, and they did revive a lot of. It's still going on. Revived a lot of neighborhoods here in Atlanta, and they made it's like a trail for walks, jogging, bikes, and with restaurants around. So it's pretty. I think that's like the newest cool place here. Downtown suburbs have. A lot of the suburbs have their downtowns revived. So when you go, it's very walkable. You have these live, work, play communities that are pretty cool. So
I love that. Well, I have to put that on the list just so I know.
yeah, well, when you come here,
Yes.
you don't need to guess.
Yes.
I'll take you around.
I love that. Okay, last question. What do you love most about the Wolfpack family?
I like that it's a family. You said it. So yeah, I love the culture. I like the energy in the group, in the support, because a lot of times when people go to a brokerage, want to join a brokerage, they look for culture, and sometimes with the physical offices the brick and mortar that we talked about, they all want to be part of a community, and they all want to be part of a culture that they feel like they belong to, and that's what I have with the Wolfpack. And really, wherever I want to go, I know that that's my group. These are my people. So yeah, I am where I feel 100% where I want to be.
Beautifully said. All right, there you have it, friends. This was Donika Parker and Laressa Ngoeun coming at you from the Wolfpack chat. Donika, thank you so much for being here today. I had so much fun with you. For those who are still tuning in up to this point, comment down below hashtag Agent Wolfpack so we know that you guys are the real ones. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of the episodes of the Wolfpack chat. And until next time, we will see you all next time. Bye, friends.
Thank you, Larissa.
Where you at? Come through. EXP is where it's at. If you wanna be a savage, join the Wolfpack. EXP is where it's at. If you wanna be a savage, join the Wolfpack. But EXP is where it's at.